after what the reaction was for Stolen Times, are you waiting to see what reader reaction to this is before you decide what direction you want to go in creatively, or do you already have that kind of mapped out, or are you just thinking, I just need a break and I don't want to think about writing another word until
Yeah,
you have to again?
it's a great question. I have kind of a sad answer to that, and that is, I I might I'm not really sure about this yet. I haven't made up my mind, but I might not continue writing after this book. Um, I I really struggle with the anxiety of having a reader base. I'm super grateful for them because they've done so much for me materially in my life. It's because of the people in this chat right now and the people in Books of Horror and the reviewers on YouTube that my wife and I were able to purchase our first home. So I don't have a marketing team. Everyone here is my marketing team. I don't have a publisher behind me. I'm one guy. And when I write something, the world takes it. And, I don't know what's going to happen to it when it goes out. When In the Devil's Dreams went out, nobody cared about it. When Stolen Times went out, everybody cared about it, good or bad. And then Church Beneath the Roots, I don't know what's going to happen with this book, but I do know that Gage Greenwood and John Durgan and Sammy Scott and Nick Roberts will attest that I've undergone a huge amount of stress writing this book. It's just, I used to write believing that no one would ever read my stuff. And now I'm writing knowing that tens of thousands of people will read it. And what if they hate it? I like emotionally can't handle that thought. And I see a therapist, and I have anxiety issues around other things in my life, not just writing. So on the one hand, I'm really grateful for the success I've had, but I'm also at a point where it's just I kind of want to just not be a writer for a while. So I might go dark for a few years, live life. But I do have 6 or 7 more books already planned out, and I'm never going to write another prequel or sequel again. I've got 2 more books that I think people will love. One of them is a quick page-turning thriller, and one of them is a slower, more broody horror novel like this, Church Beneath the Roots. And the feedback doesn't really govern what I write, except in the case of the Church Beneath the Roots. This is just my answer to my critics. But yeah, I probably should be on some kind of SSRI for anxiety because of how much of my life it disrupts. But I don't want to do that. So I think I might just kind of step into the shadows for a while,
Yeah, well, I think you're right. It's, in one sense, it's sad because I think the part of us that certainly brought us all together here today is your stories. So I think it's just natural that we would think immediately, no, don't do that. That is so sad. We can't imagine you not writing more stories. But at the same time, you absolutely have to take care of it yourself. Whether you're stepping into the shadows, doing other things that you love to do, other things that bring you joy, whether perhaps the stress of having to be a one-man wrecking ball when it comes to writing and promoting it, and all the other hats you have to wear on top of all of that. I obviously don't have to tell you that has to come first, because that's, those words aren't getting written themselves. Of course, you're the storyteller, so we need you to take care of you in hopes that you might find that spark. This isn't like it's so much a spark really, but just maybe the peace of mind of being able to write, knowing that it's because it's what you want to do, not because you're feel maybe forced or obligated to.
Yeah, I feel like this community really understands, because I think horror is attractive to people who have had troubles in their lives, and I think horror is a medium through which we explore those troubles and kind of express them in a cathartic way. And I do feel like people will understand my decision. I haven't made it yet. Someday I'll be back, but I think of myself as a musician foremost, and a writer second, and I want to get back to writing music. So but we'll see. I mean, if this is the biggest novel that comes out this year in the horror genre, maybe I'll be like, okay, well, I've got one more. And I don't know.